So on that date, every single body that has anything to do with food in the building is going to be with us. It's going to be, fed by us. So it's about 50 plus thousand people on that day.
I'm Robin Sussingham, and this is The Zest. Citrus, seafood, Spanish flavor, and Southern charm, The Zest celebrates cuisine and community in the Sunshine State. The Super Bowl is set to take place in Miami, and we're already declaring an MVP, the stadium's head chef. Support for the Zest podcast comes from Seitenbacher brand natural foods like muesli cereal, oils, oatmeal, energy bars, gluten-free fruit gummies for the kids, organic coffee, and more. Available in supermarkets, health food stores, or online at Seitenbacher.com. Dayanny De La Cruz is the executive chef of Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, the site of this year's Super Bowl on February 2nd. As the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs prepare for a showdown on the football field, Chef D, as she's known, is busy prepping for her own role on Super Bowl Sunday, feeding everyone in the building, from the fans to the media to halftime entertainers and the athletes themselves. De La Cruz is employed by Centerplate, a company that handles food and beverages for hundreds of venues across North America and the UK. The Dominican-born chef is the first female to lead a Super Bowl's food program. She spoke to the Zest producer, Dalia Colon, about what's on the menu for game day and how you can score a touchdown with your own Super Bowl party food.
My name is Dayanny De La Cruz, and I am the executive chef for Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida.
So talk me through Super Bowl Sunday for you, because for a lot of us who don't even know what teams are playing, you the real MVP. No matter who we're rooting for, we all want to have good food. And we know that the players train for this, they warm up, but it's also game day for you. So what does Super Bowl Sunday look like for you?
So let's put it this way. For us, we've been doing this for the last 6 months. We started in the process of creating menus, outsourcing our small vendors, who is going to do what, who is going to provide me work with what. Of course, financially, we need to cost everything that we do in here as well. And then as 3 months hit, then it's about doing tastings for the different, the NFL is in here, but, we also have a lot of party planners, et cetera, et cetera. So once we actually go through the process of doing tastings and getting approval for the menus, then we put everything, like I said, we confirm everything, and then that is the process for us to create operationally, logistics, support systems, who and where, who it's going to be here. And so it's a process that doesn't start a week before. I think the only thing that we start 2 weeks before is the process of prepping, bringing everything that is dry, which is paper, et cetera, et cetera. And then it takes us about a week to start actually doing that in-hands, like all-in preparations for every single food that is going to go out for the Sunday at Super Bowl.
How many people are you feeding on that day?
Probably we're going to have about 45 to 50,000 seats available at that point. And then the other part, I think it's going to be media. So on that date, every single body that has anything to do with food in the building is going to be with us. It's going to be, fed by us. So it's about 50 plus thousand people on that day.
Oh my gosh. So you're feeding the entire building. You're basically feeding a city. Talk to me about the special menu for Super Bowl Sunday. I printed it out. I've been drooling over it. It's not just the nachos and hot dogs that we would expect, although there are those too, with a little bit of a Florida twist, but it really is a Florida-centric menu. And as a Floridian, I'm proud to read it and see how well Florida's food and culture will be represented at the Super Bowl. So talk to me about how the menu came to be.
I always tell people, when we create menus, we really like to go back into the people that is here with us, the chefs that are here with us, where have we come from, what is our nationality, what do we want to evoke, what do we want to really translate to every single guest that comes here. So let's just put it this way. We have a Latino porchetta. We in our country, I have two of our chefs, they are here with me, are from Puerto Rico. I'm from the Dominican Republic, so we're very islanders. And we decided to take, the pork belly, and we soften it up with another pork butt inside, and we're doing what we call a trifungo, which is green plantains, yellow plantains, and cassava or yuca. And we're smashing them up with pork crackling, garlic, culantro, and we soften them up. We're doing a little bit of a sous vide style, and then we kind of make it all very crunchy on the outside. So for me, that is kind of it all of us there together. So we really capture the city in terms of how diverse we are, how much, we sort of kind of here, if you look at it, we have a kimchi spice, and it's a compressed tuna. And that is also kind of evoking the fact that we are fresh, we are right in front of the ocean. We have so much, our seafood it's coming from different places, but of course we're still keeping that sustainability when it comes to every single of the vendors that we have here. If you go to one of the clubs, we're gonna have an arepa bar, which is great because the Venezuelan community is such large in here. So I think that's how we fed all of us. Our menus are coming from the diversity of the city, the crispiness of the city, the music and everything that we do in Miami, which is all, fun and crispy and beautiful, and of course very flavorful as well.
I'm curious what the high rollers are eating, because I know in the concourse level, you've got the Key West dog with key lime aioli. You've got the Cuban dog with mojo pork, both of which are served with plantain chips, one of my favorite snacks. And then as we get into the high rollers in the suites, what will they be enjoying?
Well, our high rollers, of course, we have, we're going to be poaching lobsters and doing, what we call giant shrimps for some of the sweets. Of course, the porchetta is part of that menu. Another thing that we have is, when we did the high rollers, we make sure that we're giving you a little bit of the high-end part of it. We have this beautiful sous vide and smoked rosemary tenderloin that we actually chill and slice from, a la carte. And we serve it with, we have one of the farms is Tina farm. What Tina does is she produces all of our tomatoes, all of our heirlooms, and the petites arugula. So I think what we did with the sweet menus, we really made it fun. I want you to be able to say, I'm having my Cubano sausage, which is one of our signature items created just for this building. Imagine having anything that goes in a Cubano, grind with the special spices that we have here. And then what we did is we take your favorite, our sweet plantain, we dehydrated that, and that dust goes into part of the spices for the sausage. And we actually do a natural casing for that sausage. We created a spicy bacon and onion relish, kind of a spicy relish for that sausage. And it's actually, we have a custom-made cilantro bun as well. So I think we kept it fun, kept it, you're still going to have, the raw bar, the oysters, the seafood, but we want you to come in and feel like you still want to come to see, it's still a football game. We still want you to get the best quality, our signature items, but at the same time, the high rollers are going to be eating the best sausages, and of course, our porchetta, our, ahi tuna, which is going to be, again, we have our kimchi spice just got made for us as well. And we'd actually do compress that for 3 days. We cry back that for 3 days. So we get all that flavor in there. And we actually slice it off from scratch, fresh slice. And we do a beautiful salad with that as well.
That sounds like quite an endeavor. For most of us, cooking Thanksgiving dinner is probably the biggest meal we prepare all year. And you're basically cooking Thanksgiving dinner for 50,000 people. So what kind of support do you have? How large is the staff?
So our staff, if you look at the full force. We're going to have close to 1,000 employees in the building. If you look at our premium area, between 250 and 300, we also have support system that is coming from outside the state. We have a big family within Centerplate, Sodexo. And so we're going to get support from a lot of other chefs from all over the country, which is, the biggest blessing for us. And then, of course, we have the people that are here with us on a daily basis. They are extremely excited to be able to showcase what they're able to, to do what we do on a daily basis. I think right now we just, versus cooking, Thanksgiving dinner for your family, you're just cooking it for the whole country.
We're all family here, right? And then I understand that you also have some items being brought in by local businesses. Can you tell me about some of those?
Absolutely. So we just finished up one of our actually photo shoots. I'm using local vendors. My pastry, all of the pastry, everything that is coming in for all of our high rollers in sweets is coming from one of our vendors. It's called Pastry Azar. She's a lady from Peru. We've been working together for a long time. So the greatest thing she does is like she can read my mind realistically, because I can kind of call her and tell her I am looking for tres leches bun cake that has, I want all the flavors in the bottom. And she's making me a coconut bun cake. That's one of our one of the boxes, or one of the the things we offering for our high rollers as well. We're doing K-pops as well for them. And then I am actually bringing in paletas, which is popsicles. They're making with fruit from one of the farms in Homestead, which is, kind of our farm area in closer to Miami. And she's making rose water and coconut water and lychee paletas for us. Passion fruit with condensed milk. We're doing mango and ginger. And all those are going to be custom makes to bring in the building for us to serve in some of our all-inclusive clubs as well. Besides that, we have a farm that is going to bring all of our herbs and greens. It's Greenleaf Farm. It's a hydroponic farm that is about, I'm going to say 65 miles from here. And then they are really excited, to work with us. We work with them already. But again, for Super Bowl, they're creating some specialty mix for our mixed greens and our kale in micro arugula, et cetera, et cetera. Besides that, of course, we have our vendors, which are our partners in the concessions. They're going to be serving the best empanadas in our regular concessions area. And we also going to be serving, of course, our plant-based burgers. And also we're looking at doing gluten-free nachos as well. So we're trying to kind of capture a little bit of everything and make sure that whoever comes in the building knows that we do have something available for everybody. And, we're just happy to be the host of Super Bowl.
You really do have something for everybody. Does that include the athletes themselves? Are you feeding the Super Bowl teams? I know you're here year round for the Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins. What do the athletes eat?
Large amount of pasta is usually what it goes out for them. We do have, a huge custom-made salad station and fruit station as well. But realistically, they love pasta. They love eggs. So the pasta station and the omelet station get hit really hard. We're waiting to see who is going to be here as our guest, as the team. And then we go from there as we work directly with their trainers in order to custom make, their menus as well. But imagine, we will be feeding also press. We'll be feeding, halftime. We'll be feeding anybody, every tailgate. So it's just not the inside the building. Remember, the building sort of kind of continue expanding on the outside as well. So we take all the tailgates as well. So anybody who's coming to party is going to be partying with us for sure.
Oh my gosh, it sounds amazing to be a guest, but I'm getting stressed out just thinking about the logistics of this. How do you plan this out? You must have one heck of a spreadsheet.
That's a lot of notes. I do I do have a very long. I do that, I take tons of notes. I think what I do is I break it out into spaces, if you want to call it. I have also, like I said, immense support system in the building. This is not just about me. I need every single chefs, every single, my bosses, the support system of the company that I work for Centerplate and Sodexo. So there's a lot more than just me in here. I'm just, very lucky and blessed that I'm able to kind of bring the torch into the field as helping and supporting everybody in the system. I think I'm more like the firefighter than anything else.
I was going to say, I'm guessing that on Super Bowl Sunday itself, you're not the one chopping the onions and making the hot dogs. So what is your role on that day? You're like a ringmaster.
I am probably the ringmaster. I call myself I'm a support system everywhere. I like to touch everything. So I like make sure that there is a little piece of me everywhere, of us, all the chefs. I think that we take a lot of pride in what we do. And that's one of the parts where, every single thing you're going to be eating. We have the best example. We have a Cuban escabeche, where it's, hamachi, pickled onion, sour orange, and then hibiscus. That is going to be made by all of us. Each one of us has a little piece of that in there. So I feel like it's almost like a religious way to do things, and certain people have to touch certain things because we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and we really rely on each other to continue to move forward with those things. So on Super Bowl day, I am a firefighter. I am a support system. And I'm there for anybody who needs me. So I run a lot. I walk usually on game day. I'm about 11 miles. I'm assuming Super Bowl is going to be about 16 miles or more.
Oh, wow. You're getting as much exercise as the players. Your Fitbit must just be blowing up. So I'm looking again at the menu, and you've got the Calle Ocho Cubano sausage. There's the Isla Morada chicken pop, the key lime pie milkshake, which sounds so decadent. So will any of these become regular menu items at the stadium, or after the Super Bowl, do all of these foods just go away?
No, actually, what we did is we really drawn from what we have and what actually worked. The Cubano Ochos is our signature sausage. It's served all over the building, as a mini sausage or as a regular sausage. Now it's going to be an 18-inch dog, which is really cool. And like I told you, it has the bacon and onion spicy jam on it. It's going to be served with chicharrones, which is very indigenous of us here, or pork crackling in Miami, and fried cilantro and yellow mustard. So really cool, like 18-inch. You want to be walking down the concessions area, kind of carrying that in your hands. That would be very cool. But at the same time, we also know that it's almost like everybody knows, we're going to have a paella station, which how cool it is that you're going to be able to see somebody making paella from scratch. Our pork chop can. I don't know if you were able to actually look at the description. It's the coolest thing ever. It's like being at the state fair and walk around versus having a turkey leg. You're going to walk around with the biggest pork chop you've ever seen in your life, with a beautiful crust, with house-made chimichurri sauce brush on the outside. So realistically, I think for us, we took from everything that has been in the building, and we sort of kind of enhance it to be able to again, give a little bit of a taste of what we do on a daily basis. Some of the things that probably some things will go away. I'm pretty sure, some things will stay based on certain areas in what I worked on. But right now, so far, we love everything we have in there for those specialty items. And imagine having a Key West, shake with the very large straw, and you again strolling down the Concourse and sort of kind of saying to everybody. And of course, we're thinking if we want to bring some Baileys or something and just kind of stock it up on your shake, why not? So I think it's just about having fun.
It sounds so fun and so Miami. You guys are really raising the bar for the next host city. You mentioned Bailey's, so let's go there. Let's talk about drinks. What are we drinking with all this fabulous food? We can't just have like a beer off the shelf.
Yeah, they are really fun. Usually don't stick my hands much in there, but I can tell you that I'm bringing mojito green lime paleta, about 1 ounce bite, because I'm making mojito floats as well for some of our outlets. I usually don't get my hands into drinks. I do all the food. The drinks is for somebody else.
You're going to need a drink by the end of the night.
A lot of mojitos for sure.
And you deserve it. Now, are you feeding the halftime entertainment as well? We've got J-Lo and Shakira performing.
Absolutely. Just so you know, that's the highlight of my life. I'm extremely, I'm happy. I'm excited. I think that this year, you know, Super Bowl most definitely has set the stage for us as everything, Latinos, you know, females to really shine and kind of push out there. So I'm doing the rehearsal, halftime, and, you know, everything else that goes to that. And I'm going to give you just a little hint. I'm making what we call, I don't know if you know what arroz con gandules is, which is rice and pigeon peas. So I'm making arancinis for them. I'm making the little small arancini style rice and gandules. So very Puerto Rican. We're going to do some Colombian empanadas for Shakira. So we really are trying to make them feel home when they're here. So I'm very, very excited. And we just, you know, we're creating and making sure they continue bringing the spirit and the diversity of the city within the stadium. And I think we most definitely are capturing that at this point.
This is amazing. What does it mean for you as a chef, and in particular as a Latina chef, to be feeding the Super Bowl? It's the biggest sports event of the year, featuring some of the biggest Latina superstars, and you're at the center of it all. You're so calm, you're so collected, but really, how are you feeling?
I wish I can kind of be jumping up and down, but you know, I still have a huge operation to kind of push through. I am just happy, like I said, that we've been given the stage and to sort of kind of set the bar, but at the same time to kind of pave the wave, you know, to kind of let everybody know that this is possible, that we are able to push through and put something amazing out there. And I think my goal is to really, really raise the bar to the point where whoever it's going to be Super Bowl for next year, it's really have to think hard, because we have the perfect city, the perfect environment. You know, our home is the music, the art, luxury spaces are something that we are very proud of. It just set us apart. So we have the right stage, like I said, to do this. You know, we are world-class fare. When you come to Hard Rock Stadium, everything is sort of kind of crafted for our guest. And I think that is something that we wanted to really push through. And I'm excited. Like I said before, I'm really happy, but I'm also trying to make sure that everybody knows that this is possible. So we're paving the way for whoever's coming behind us. And that's all that matters at this point.
Yeah, you're really throwing down the gauntlet for future Super Bowl host cities. Whoever hosts next year had better bring it. Now, I have to ask you before I let you go, I'm looking at the menu and there's shrimp and lobster tail cocktail, vegan nachos, imported French macaroons, Key West stone crab claw cocktail, South Florida seafood paella, ladyfinger paletas. This menu is amazing, but I'm not going to be eating any of this food because I'm going to be at home on my couch like most Americans. So what would you recommend for us to step up our own Super Bowl party spread?
You know, I always tell people, you can go to the market and get an amazing sausage or a hot dog or anything like that. For me, it's about the small details. I think we took something that everybody has somewhere else, because if you think about it, any outlets that you go, any stadium, any arena, everybody offers sausages and hot dogs and chicken tenders and all that. I think it's the details of that. So you can go and get it. I know that we are going to be showcasing or printing out one of our favorite in the building, which is our bacon, onion, and spicy relish that we do with our Cubanos. So that could be put on an awesome burger with a nice blue cheese or a goat cheese on it. That could be put on a hot dog as well, or a sausage. Or you can take, my favorite actually, take an avocado toast and just put a big lump of that relish on top of it. And it just tastes magnificent. So I think it's about the details. You know, if you notice, and each all the things that we do, we sort of kind of brine things. You know, we brine our pork chops. We do house-made chimichurri sauce. So I think what we do is we take stadium fare and we sort of kind of elevate it. So you can go home and get ají amarillo, a little bit of mayo, a little bit of salt and pepper, some ground cumin, mix them up, And that's the best thing that you can actually just drizzle on top of your hot dogs, or use it for your wings to dip you can smoke some wings in at home or something like that. But I think it's about elevating the details of something that is very common, and you just gotta make it really special.
I love that. That actually sounds doable. Well, this has been great. Is there anything else you want to add?
We're happy. We're really excited. We are just like when you're going to host a Christmas party. This is our Christmas party. This is our time. And I'm just excited to be the host and to bring people into our home. So bring it on.
Bring it on. Well, Chef D, thank you so much for your time. This was really a treat. Good luck to you on Super Bowl Sunday, and I hope you enjoy that mojito after the game.
Thank you, my love. I will for sure. I appreciate your time as well.
All right. Ciao.
Ciao.
That was Dayanny De La Cruz speaking with Dalia Colon. You can see the Super Bowl Stadium menu on our website, thezestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening. If you missed last week's episode, we got the scoop on the Gasparilla Pirate Festival and a couple of great Florida-centric recipes for picadillo and crab chilao. Find them under the Recipes tab at thezestpodcast.com. I'm Robin Sussingham. Dalia Colon and I produce The Zest with help from Megan Trimble, Mark Hayes, and Craig George. The Zest is a production of WUSF Public Media.